A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Well, okay, not that far. Just in the neighboring star system, on the planet Zorgon 9, aliens were preparing for an important meeting with humans. Unlike us, they didn't like to travel across space for serious matters. Instead, they preferred to handle everything with humor and a touch of carelessness. And so, while discussing how to greet the first human visitor, one question arose: what should they bring as a welcoming gift? The answer was obvious: pizza. Everyone knows that pizza is a universal language of intergalactic diplomacy. The only problem? The aliens of Zorgon 9 had no idea what pizza actually was. They had only heard that humans practically lived on it. Determined to impress, the highly advanced civilization set out to create the ultimate pizza. But there was a slight issue. No one on Zorgon 9 knew how to make one. They attempted to use their supercomputers to generate a perfect recipe, but the result was a disaster. The pizza turned out so modern that it was completely inedible. The first experiment involved anti-gravity cheese. This cheese was twice as light as anything on Earth, so when they tried to place it on the dough, it just floated away. Don't even try to imagine a block of cheese drifting off into space. It's a truly tragic sight. Local alien chefs frantically chased after it, but the cheese never returned. That was their first major failure. Next, they attempted a high-tech approach and created a pizza with holographic ingredients. In theory, it was genius. A pizza with 0 calories and infinite flavor combinations. But there was one small flaw. The holograms couldn't actually be eaten. Worse, they started disappearing mid-meal, leaving behind empty slices. This sparked a full-blown crisis. No one wanted to greet the human guest with an empty plate. Desperate, the Zorgon 9 chefs decided to go old school. They found a pizza recipe on a human food delivery website and tried their best to follow it. The result? The strangest pizza in the universe. It was overly fluffy, covered in jelly, pickles, and small gray meat pellets, a local delicacy that Zorgonians adored. Finally satisfied with their creation, they eagerly awaited the human visitor. When the Earthling arrived, he had no idea what to expect from an alien pizza. As he stood before the bizarre creation, he stared at it in confusion and hesitantly asked, "What is this?" "It's pizza, human," the head alien chef declared proudly, raising its tentacle-like appendages in excitement. "Try it. It's the best version ever." The Earthling wasn't sure how to respond. He picked up a slice, took a bite, and his face changed instantly. First he froze. Then he smiled. A forced, awkward smile that people make when they're unsure whether to tell the truth or just be polite. "Wow," he said, chewing slowly. "This is unique." But his eyes betrayed him. The pizza was so bizarre that he struggled to hide his true reaction. The aliens, however, erupted in joy. "You like it? We told you it was a masterpiece." The Earthling searched for a way out of this situation. "Yeah, it's definitely a masterpiece," he said, barely swallowing. "But maybe we could just exchange something simpler? Like, I brought you classic cheese and tomato pizza. No holograms. No jelly." The aliens burst into applause. It was a historic success. They had learned how to make pizza and established an intergalactic diplomatic bond with Earth. However, the jelly and pickle pizza remained their personal favorite, though they always warned humans not to try it without proper mental preparation. After politely, but with great relief, declining another slice of alien pizza, the Earthling watched as the Zorgon 9 chefs eagerly examined the simple cheese and tomato pizza he had brought. They poked at the melted cheese, sniffed the dough, and cautiously licked a tomato slice. The head chef mused. "This is rather basic. Almost primitive. But we must study it." Determined to master human cuisine, the Zorgonians began an intensive research project. They analyzed Earth's most beloved foods, focusing on what humans found delicious. Chips, fries, hamburgers, and of course, hot dogs quickly became their primary subjects of study. They concluded that humans love simple yet indulgent flavors, so they embarked on a bold experiment, the ultimate fusion pizza. Their creation? A pizza topped with fries, chips, hamburgers, hot dogs, and yes, jelly. Zorgonians were convinced this was a groundbreaking culinary achievement. After all, if humans love these foods separately, why not combine them into one super pizza? They'd proudly named it Galactic Express and prepared to unveil it at the next diplomatic dinner. When the Earthling returned for the next meeting, the Zorgonians presented their new masterpiece with great ceremony. "We have combined all of Earth's greatest foods into one," the lead chef announced. "We present Galactic Express." The Earthling hesitated as he stared at the monstrosity before him. A pizza piled high with fries, sausages, and, dear God, jelly. He sighed. There was no way out of this. "Is this all on one pizza?" he asked, his voice betraying his internal dread. "Yes. We realized humans love variety, so we added everything. This is the ultimate human experience." The Earthling took a deep breath, grabbed a fork, and cautiously took a bite. His eyes widened immediately. At first, he tasted the fries, then the sausage, then, unexpectedly, an overwhelming burst of sweetness from the jelly. His taste buds went into panic mode. He swallowed, forcing a diplomatic smile. Wow. This is unlike anything I've ever had before." The Zorgonians beamed. "So you love it? It's a masterpiece, right?" The Earthling struggled to find the right words. "Well, it's definitely innovative. But maybe next time, let's tone it down a little. Maybe less jelly. Fewer hot dogs." The aliens gasped. "But why?" "Well, humans usually prefer simpler flavors, more balance, and maybe fewer surprises." The Zorgonians exchanged concerned glances. They had truly believed they had perfected human cuisine. Finally, one of them spoke. "So, if we make a pizza without jelly, we can't call it Galactic Express anymore." The Earthling smiled. "You can still call it that. Just, let's take it one step at a time, okay? Maybe try adding some olives or basil instead. And, let's hold off on the vibrating tomatoes." The aliens nodded seriously, taking notes. Yes, olives. But what if the olives glow in the dark?" The Earthling opened his mouth to protest, then closed it again. He realized that when it came to Zorgonian cuisine, there were some battles he simply couldn't win. And so, the first intergalactic pizza treaty was formed, based on a single, undeniable truth. Zorgonians would never give up their jelly toppings, and humans would never fully understand why.